What is up? If you are watching this stream, thanks for hanging out with me. This is TPN, the walk-on for the Props Network. I am Joel Walkowski. Happy to be here on a beautiful Wednesday evening from the betting bunker in Bushwick. Over there in the John Wilkes is my techie trekkie, the man with the plan to optimize our internet, Brian Allen Mitchell.
Ooh, we're going to Spectrum, baby. We're getting a gig. We're getting a gig fiber.
Never do Spectrum. They turned my internet off for pirating movies for a week.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I had to tell my roommate, sorry, you can't work remotely today. I felt the need to steal an episode of Parenthood.
Oh, man, that was a good show, too. You did it right. That's fair. I can't believe they blocked you. They don't block anybody.
They blocked you. NBC, they're very strict. And, Parenthood, I don't live in a household. I live in a Peter Krause hold. That's where I'm at, baby. No. What? We're jovial.
I love Peter Krause, though. He's so good.
Yeah, he is in that show 6 Feet Under, written about the 2020 Jets. And
Zing!
He was in that show Parenthood about what Dwayne Haskins needs.
Just needs some tender care.
Yeah,
someone needs to get Dwayne Haskins some soup. I don't know. He needs to do I wish he was big, because then he could do those Campbell's soup commercials with his mom, and then he would have been better already.
He would have been healed. So we got a lot of sad news to start off the show. First, we have good news, Brian. I don't want to jinx it. I think I won a bet today. I put $25 on the Dodgers in Game 3.
Whoa.
-1.5.
Okay.
After the first inning, they're up 11-0.
Oh, so this is good. This is a good thing.
This is good. I've lost 4 in a row this week. The Bills lost to the Titans last year. I thought that was that line spoke to me.
Yeah.
You
really mean it spoke to you. Like you just woke up in a dream. And
the lines, they just tell me where to go every now and again. And that line, it beckoned out to me. Like, I heard its siren song, and it seemed a little too good to be true, so I kept it as a 1-unit bet. Do you know what a 1-unit bet is for me?
I don't know what a 1 unit is. I know that's an apartment. But
well, 1 unit, that's $25. 2 units, that's the duplex, right? That's $50.
Okay. All right.
And then every weekend, I like to do the 4 unit.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a house.
That's a Benjamin.
Ooh,
you put the whole quarters up for it.
Okay. And does that bet? A 4-unit bet sounds like I'm on pins and needles a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. So I lost my 4-unit bet this weekend when I did a parlay.
Was it a quick death or like?
It was a bad one. It was the Chiefs blowing a lead against the Raiders.
Oh.
But, that's actually my first baseball win on the year. That brings me up to 1-13.
Okay. You're almost like the Browns a couple of years ago. So, there's always, there's going to be good things happening for you, but it might take Kevin Stefanski to come. But,
he'll be very conservative with my bets. You want to keep those bets wide open in the flanks and just pound the tough ridges for the bets.
Right, exactly. You go 1 unit. That's how you do it.
And then you toss out the 4-unit. That's Landry throwing to Odell.
That is a 4-unit. Yeah, that is a 4-unit.
That's the 4-unit bet right there. The Chiefs took it down, but I'm gonna have. I think I've got some 4-unit bets out there right now.
Okay.
We're going to get into them this show. So we have 2 guests today.
Yes.
They're both promoting albums, and it's kind of a reunion. It's a sports balls reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Ayers is coming on. He's got
Great.
a new album.
Awesome.
Happiness comes out today.
Sweet.
And we're going to go through all the NFL. And then Jake Head, he's got a new album, Mildcat, also coming out today.
Yep.
I worked with these guys for a long time. I should have released an album today.
You should have just started making one this morning and try to just get it out.
Yeah, Me Too, guys, which is a bad album name in the year 2020.
a very bad one.
But we've got a lot of good news, but we've got some bad news. I'm crestfallen. I'm almost afraid to see your reaction to this, Brian. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you steeled?
I'm a steel cage.
You're sitting down?
Yes. Kind of check.
The Pro Bowl has been canceled.
Where's my dodgeball? Where's my dodgeball going to be? That was the best game they ever played. I know they played football, but dodgeball with football players? Wow. change the game.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl is gone. The 11th best quarterback in each conference will have to find some other way to go to Hawaii.
That has to be like a bad call. I mean, like, hey, you see like a playoff team win, and you're like, hey, you got a call, and it's like, hey, you want to come? It's like you're the fourth like good friend for everybody, and it's like, well, Kevin doesn't want to go, so let's just.
I bet being a pretty good NFL player, like when a team wins in the postseason, it's a lot like being an actor who goes out for an audition. Any missed call, they're freaking out. Yeah. They're running to get the phone.
Like, am I in? Am I in? Did I get it? Yes, I booked it. I booked the dodgeball game.
And, apologies to Robbie Anderson. We know you earned your Pro Bowl berth. Sorry, we decided it couldn't exist. You're still a Jet to us, buddy.
Sorry. You got to keep them down for a little bit.
And I hate to do this to you.
What?
I got more sad news.
Come on, Joe. That was so much.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot to process. Dwayne Haskins still has a stomach virus.
Yeah, but he needs some that Pepto-Bismol. He needs some of that Pepto-Bismol. It helps with everything. I used to drink it as a kid. Look at me now.
Were you feeling sick? Or
no, it was just a good drink to have. You put a little ice cube in there, just mix it around. Pretty good little nighttime drink.
What a baller move. You lose your job. They expect you to show up. You fake sick.
You fake sick.
You fake sick Sunday. You fake sick Monday. Tuesday. It's Wednesday night.
You got to have a doctor's report after 2 days off of work. You got to do that. That's how work works.
Yeah, I mean, this is up there with J.R. Ryder getting the note from the hotel clerk that Jeff Perlman told us about.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Haskins,
Dwayne.
He better be on his deathbed.
He didn't even. I feel bad that they benched him because he didn't even have to get benched. Like, he was just sick for 2 weeks, and he would have lost his job already to Kyle.
You understand he's not sick, right?
You don't think he's sick? You're telling me that man is not sick? Come on.
If there's anyone who's done less to deserve the benefit of the doubt in the modern NFL, it's hometown hero Dwayne Haskins.
How do you fake a stomach problem for 2 weeks, man?
Yeah, but they don't want him around.
So it's kind of like, okay.
He's like, I'm sick of you. That's what Dwayne Haskins is right now.
Oh, man.
And it's a shame. I wanted him to be the quarterback for the Washington football team.
He lost weight.
Yeah,
he looked good.
He looked good. Got the hairstyle. Like, you saw him in those pics with, like, Odell and a few other stars over the summer, and it was just like, who's that?
Who's that guy? I think it all went to his head a little bit too quick, And I think that's Ohio State quarterback for you. When you're the top, you're always like the top five quarterback in college football, and then you come to the league, and it doesn't always work out. Braxton Miller,
Cardale Jones.
Oh, man.
He was good in the XFL, though. I will give Cardale that.
Right. That was a fun little thing, yeah.
But yeah, all I wanted was him to keep that job, them get the name Washington Red Tails. Give me pictures of Dwayne Haskins dressed as an old-timey pilot.
No. Because then there'll be kids thinking like, oh, Dwayne Haskins was part of the Tuskegee experiment. And they're like, no, you got your history wrong, okay? But that's fine. I get it.
That's a fair point. And I hate to do this.
You're killing me, man.
I got more sad news.
You're killing me, man.
The leader of the Confederacy has COVID.
The leader?
The leader of the Confederacy, one Nick Saban.
Oh,
he runs things below the Mason-Dixon. He's fallen ill with our great northern Chinese plague. And
the COVID.
Yeah, SEC football coach, the head coach of Florida said they want to see packed stadiums. The Florida LSU game is postponed.
That was like the worst thing to say.
Yeah, and now the biggest game in sports right now, bigger than the ALCS, the NLCS, anything on NFL Week 6 is Georgia-Alabama.
Yeah.
And there's no way they can play this game now, right?
Yeah, I say they might be able to, but
they're gonna find a way. Dr. Pepper's coming up with a vaccine.
I'm gonna save you. That miniature guy's gonna come up and figure out COVID. But
Yeah, they just want SEC football. Take this vaccine. It has 23 ingredients. None of them tested on humans.
but it's good. Just please try it, Nick. Oh, Nick, no. And you know he's infected everybody around him.
Nick, he does a lot of yelling.
A lot of touching.
He drinks a lot of Coke. You know he's leaving those half-drank Coke bottles around.
Right.
People are swigging those.
You know, you've done that before. You do a little swig, and you're like, that's not my saliva.
18-year-old kids, they're swig stealers.
Everyone's a swig stealer. You're like, can I get a sip? I just need a sip, and then they'll try to just drink, like not touch the can. But no, it doesn't work. Your lip touches the can.
Loose lips, they don't sink ships. Loose lips, they steal sips.
Oh. And they steal games from everybody.
I hate to do this.
What?
you've already.
What are you doing to me?
I've got more bad news.
Okay.
It's a bad day to be an NFL running back. Le'Veon Bell has been released from his contract with the New York Jets.
Levon, no. Levon.
Levon?
No,
isn't it Le'Veon?
Yeah, but that's what his parents call him, okay? Just leave him alone, all right?
Levon.
I call him Levon, okay?
Okay.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
Your boy Levon is unemployed.
But he's got cash. He's got so many units, man. He's
Yeah,
got so many units.
Yeah, I believe so his production, 17 games played, 264 rushes, none longer than 19 yards.
Okay.
0 100-yard games.
That's fair.
4 total touchdowns, made $27 million.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
200 yards? Hey, there you go.
Go be a Chief. Have a good time.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be a mistake when I think the GM signs Levon, and then Gase. I don't think Gase was even the coach yet, or it was like
no. They had a lame duck GM do their draft, do their free agency, hire the coach, then get fired.
Oh God, that's not how you build the house, my friend. That's not how you build the house.
No. And he doesn't even have the worst day of any running back.
What?
Melvin Gordon, who he got a DUI.
Where?
In Colorado, which is like indefensible.
Yeah, I mean,
of all the states you can get a DUI, maybe not the state with legal weed.
you do the legal weed. Do the legal weed.
They deliver there.
Right.
You're Melvin Gordon. You got that fat contract.
Where's my lift? Get my lift, Melvin.
You know I know Melvin has reasons to drink right now.
Dude, that back to back. You got Melvin and Le'Veon. Two running backs that have tried to hold out, and look what happened.
Yeah. If you hold out the NFL, though, it's like the final destination for NFL running backs.
It's like, we're gonna get you.
Yeah,
we're gonna get you. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, my buddy told me we were texting during the Chargers game. I text a lot during Charger games, and I would like to apologize. I keep betting against the Chargers, even though I like them.
Don't do it.
Like, they would have covered that game. I was on the Saints for some reason. I told you. I'm the one person who still believes in the Saints, even though I hate the Saints. Is there clearer proof of white privilege than Taysom Hill getting snaps over Jameis Winston?
He's been in the system for a long time. He knows what to do. And you telling me Jameis is going to run like Taysom or whatever his name is? No, I don't think so.
And
ain't happening.
And, if that argument was reversed, we would be in a lot of trouble.
You were very correct.
Let's try it. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Bring it up. Make that point.
Okay, so
I understand you have a point you want to make about the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yes. You got your Taysom. That's great. But, I mean, you see how Jameis is running the ball, right?
Jameis has a criminal record. He stole those crab legs. He didn't pay for it.
Oh, my God.
Meat.
That is so right. Someone would bring up crab legs and be like, okay, well, you win. Oh, my God, Joel, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So true.
And that's why we do it. Sam is picking up the helmets. He's never cared that they were on the floor. I just think we're having fun. Sammy C wants to get in the mix with you and me. We're having fun though. We're having a good time.
Oh yeah.
And question to our listeners: are you located in a state with legal online sports betting? Do not make a bet this season before you visit thepropsnetwork.com. Thepropsnetwork.com has you covered with free bets and special bonus deals from all the top U.S. online sports books. Get $30 free bets and up to a $600 risk-free bet at Unibet. You can claim up to a $1,000 signing bonus bundle from DraftKings Sportsbook. The stock, it's been a little shaky. Or you can try PointsBet Sportsbook with 4 risk-free bets totaling up to $1,000 using promo code BONUSPROPS. The Props Network is also the only betting news site with live NFL odds for every single game. So you can shop the comps and know you're getting the biggest payout possible before you lock in your bet. Do your betting bankroll a favor and check out thepropsnetwork.com. You ready for it, Brian?
What's
ready
up?
For it? Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Ooh.
I was born to give that disclaimer.
Ooh.
So I said we have some guests. It's gonna be an NFL heavy show because I think everything else is canceled. So let's get in. Do we have our guest on the line?
Yeah, let me just see here.
I'll put on my headphones just in case. If not, I'm just going to have to break more bad news to you. What's up, Kyle? How are you?
Hello. Look at us.
Yeah, Sports Balls Reunion, Transatlantic. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Look at you. You look well lit.
Yeah, I got the studio over in Bushwick with my pal Brian Mitchell. It's the spiritual equivalent to sports balls, and here I am. Now I've just been synthesized into the gambling industry as a whole.
I feel like it can't quite be sports balls because it looks like your technology is functioning.
So congrats on the happiness. I'm sure it'll spread lots of happiness. Before we get into a little Chiefs talk and all that, where can we find your album?
So Friday the 16th, I guess in 2 days, it comes out everywhere. You can buy Happiness wherever you get albums. And you can pre-order it now if you want. You get tracks early, and I got vinyls. If you buy the vinyl, you get a 12-page lyrics insert to a comedy album. It is 12 pages where every word I say on the entire album is typed out in full color, in a nice booklet.
Oh, that's a beautiful Kyle Ayers video. And I think the album's going to do well. If there's anything that this country is founded upon, it's that people are always trying to buy happiness.
Right, it's exactly true. Who would have thought the journey that pun would go on since I decided to name the album it just so I could say that?
Beautiful. Well, we go to the Jewish deli because we've got our locks of the week, dog. Speaking of bad puns, okay, is there any reason the Chiefs, they're 3.5-point favorites against the Bills? Is there any reason I shouldn't bet everything I own on the Chiefs this week?
Besides the fact that their fullback is on the COVID watch list and his nickname is Sausage, I would say that there's no reason to not assume they're going to take the over. Mahomes has never lost a game by more than one score, and losing 2 in a row doesn't seem feasible, especially to a Bills team that looked like you could stiff arm them into a 30-point loss.
Yeah, and like Mahomes, even when they lose that game against the Raiders, it was so impressive to watch him. I saw a stat that he ran 1,100 yards evading pressure in the pocket.
I think he's almost too excited. Sometimes he steps up in the pocket and the linemen look at him like, why do we make the thing? What are we possibly doing this for? You're getting rushed by a guy who lives in Las Vegas. He's clearly sick and maybe but yeah, even when they were down 8 and Oakland had the ball, I was like, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, 100%. We lost a little bit of money on it, but that's no big deal. If you spend a Sunday riding with Pat Mahomes, it's a pretty good experience. And I'm so glad I was with you so much when they got him, because normally I'd be out on him. Knowing you, seeing your happiness at the Chiefs Super Bowl, it kind of got me on board a little bit.
It's been really fun to watch what took 15 years of Patriots hate transformation from being golden happen to the Chiefs in about 3.5 months of off season, where Mahomes avoids one hit going out of bounds, and now people are like, there's the soft face of the NFL. And I'm like, I wouldn't want that guy to hit me. He's humongous. You know what I mean? I would avoid every single hit I possibly could.
Yeah, he can't help it that he looks young and he clearly moisturizes. The dude's in great shape. He's a handsome face of the league. And honestly, is he even the best player on the Chiefs? Like Kelsey and Tyreek are as good at their positions as Mahomes is at his.
I think so. I think Kelsey has been sustained the best tight end in the league since the last time Gronk knew what year it was.
And the Chiefs bring me so much joy. I made money betting on whether or not Andy Reid would wear a face shield in the second game.
Just based off of the controversial translucent fog.
Yeah. And just the best joke I've made every week of the NFL season. Like, he's actually not wearing a face mask. He got it stuck to his head at a buffet.
I like to think he goes to a buffet so often they install a person-to-person sneeze guard. He treats everywhere he eats like it is a buffet, so he just has to go around with it.
Yeah, I mean, if Old Country Buffet just installs a guard on Andy Reid's face, that helps their margins.
They're throwing out 10% less food.
Yeah, so now I'm probably going to bet the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl right now. I'm going to bet on them to cover against the Bills Thursday night at like 11 p.m. or whatever that game might be played.
I don't know. That game I think might just be simulated on Madden at noon on a Tuesday.
That's the way to do it, though. The biggest problem I see with the Chiefs right now is actually their Reddit presence. So,
oh God, I wish I could disagree with you in any capacity, but I cannot.
So I tried to look up the Chiefs, find out what's going on. I go Reddit/Chiefs. It's just pictures of Arrowhead with the headline content, not the right one.
Jeez.
I try KC Chiefs. That's just people very upset about the anthem protest. And I finally found the right Chiefs, like Reddit. And I know because the concerns were so mundane. They're like, hey, where do I get a Super Bowl patch for my Mahomes jersey?
Right. There is so little oversight that it's fun when it comes to like memes, and I think Reddit should be basically dumb. Do you know what I mean? But the amount of oversight is so little that sometimes people will be like, is the concession guy who works in 310, do you know what kind of shoes he has?
Yeah.
And you're like, you probably didn't have to bring this to us here on Reddit for the mass. Good luck bringing up not wearing headdresses to a stadium in the community of online Chiefs fans.
That's crazy.
And I've never seen a group of people, there's some, like, the way that they became toxic. So if you look at the Reddit, the NFL Reddit, there'll be a thread that's like, who's good at quarterback? And if someone's like, Russell Wilson's good at quarterback, 90 Chiefs responses. Well, Mahomes actually in the fourth quarter. And everyone's like, we fucking know he's good. I just wish we didn't have to like project onto the entire world like we're some under the radar team that hasn't won a game.
Yeah, the spirit of debate has just gone too far in this country, be it the election or the MJ LeBron debate. I could just go the rest of my life without hearing either of them.
Yeah.
Kyle, what do you think about Wilson always getting he's been playing a little bit longer than Russ, and do you think Russ deserves a MVP or looks for MVP?
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't see how anyone would watch any of this season and say that he is not the best player in the league right now. It is, he has 95 wide receivers that all look like American gladiators.
Yes.
But aside from that, he's incredible. He actually has to flee the pocket. I mean, I want Mahomes if I have to win a game over anyone in the league. I want him if I have to win one game over anyone in the league because it kept happening.
Yeah.
But Rodgers and Wilson are putting up the best stats of anyone whose ankle is in one piece.
Yeah, but that Ravens game, they were throwing the sink at Mahomes, and he was just throwing darts. It was incredible.
I agree. I think that was the best game anyone's going to play the entire season.
Yeah.
It's funny that I've been reading things like I have Mahomes in fantasy, and Yahoo's fantasy said Mahomes put up a disappointing 340 yards and 3 total touchdowns this week, and I'm like, good. Well. And then I played Joe Burrow, who had -5 points, and they said Joe stood his ground and had 48 yards and 7 sacks. And you're like, first off, it's not, I don't know what stand your ground laws are in Ohio. Hope Marshawn wasn't there eating Skittles, or it might not end up good for him.
No, you're right. You're right. They're a little flimsy, so yeah.
Okay.
But it's the expectations are so ridiculous. It's what happened to Rodgers for 8 years after his 2011 season, where the expectations were this guy should eventually. The defense is, you have to come back down to earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 300 yards is a lot because Baker only throws 160. So I think
But
that's
to be
okay.
fair, only 2 out of his 3 receivers are all pro first team.
That is true.
So, and both of his running backs.
And his tight ends.
Yeah, the Browns, they've somehow overcome the odds to be a good team when they have the best roster in the NFL. Congrats, Brian.
Thank you. Took a long time.
All it took was having the best skill position, having the best running back in the league 2 years ago be your backup.
Okay.
Who knew?
So I wanted to have a little fun. I like to gamble. I like to bet. We started doing the Professional Gambler together way back in the day. So if you can pull up the NFL Week 6 schedule, I have track lists from your album, and I'm going to give you a track name, and you're going to guess what the bet is. Does that make sense?
Not quite. So you're going to tell me a track name, and I'm going to tell you what I think the line on a game is.
What game the bet is about?
Oh, okay. Week 6 here. All right, I got them pulled up.
Okay, so I think it'll be a little bit easier once we're going. First track name. I think we both know how it's going.
I think we both know how it's going. Okay, perusing. I'm going to say that's the Chiefs one.
You're close. I'm saying Browns against the Steelers. Everyone's excited about the Browns. The Browns are so
I
fun,
almost said that one.
but I think we all know how it's going.
I think we all know how it's going. Because you look at it and you're like, that could be a pretty good game unless I think about it in any capacity. Then I figure I know how it'll turn out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Have I been excited about this game 8 times in my lifetime before? How did those go?
I mean, if the Browns were 9-1 and the Steelers were on COVID reserve, I would watch to see an overtime game.
Brian, do you have any retorts? I'm going to blindly back the Steelers unless you can persuade me otherwise.
I'm scared without Nick Chubb. Legit. We need a bruiser.
Yeah, all you have left is a guy who had 2,000 yards his rookie season.
Well, yeah, he's good.
And then took a year off.
He is perfect. He
was
perfect
on vacation.
He is good for catching the ball, all that kind of stuff. But we need someone in between. Yes, Kareem can do it, but that's not his game, really.
Yeah, he hasn't. You're right. He hasn't led the league in rushing except the one time he played a season.
That's how quickly the pessimism is baked in. You're 4-1. I
It
asked
is
what your
true.
argument was for your team to be good, and you let off with a sigh.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the Steelers. We always
It's
lose.
how I felt about the Broncos when they had Peyton. I was like, or like a Chiefs playoff game. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, well, they'll play another one.
Right.
I'm sure they'll be there.
You just kind of close your eyes, hope for the best, and then when you win, you gloat. That's how it works.
Right. It's like watching Alex Smith take a sack.
Within 3 plays of coming back, it's like, oh, you get to meet Aaron Donald after 2 years of rehab. Was it worth it? Probably not.
I have the Rams defense in fantasy, and the second Alex Smith went in, I was like, oh, it's going to be a bad feeling victory this week.
Okay, so that was my most applicable one. Next track name for a bet. I love dinosaur.
I love dinosaur. I'm going to say, who does the Bucks Packers game?
Oh, you're close again. Of course, I will be betting on Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts.
I knew it was Rivers or Brady. I knew it was.
You got 2 silver medals, my friend.
Oh, man.
The Colts just fell off the table. Sam's very concerned about the helmets today. I think that's a sign we should back the Bengals at this point. Do you believe in God? I guess is my follow-up question.
Phillip Rivers strikes me as someone who who thinks dinosaurs and humans coexisted.
Yeah, I use a dinosaur one for the guy least likely to believe in dinosaurs. He only plays in Indianapolis because it's close to the Creation Museum.
Which is actually what he calls his wife.
Okay, that was beautiful, Kyle. You're the quickest mind around. tribute to you. This one is pretty bad.
All right.
Having sex with Quidditch rules.
Okay. That.
And this is can I give a hint? This is I feel like this describes a certain offensive scheme in the modern
I'm gonna go
NFL.
Ravens Eagles.
Close. That is my description of the Bears offense under Nick Foles having sex with Quidditch rules.
Where one part of him is much more important and much more harrowed than the rest of the parts.
Man, take us to Riff City, Kyle. You're good. You're good at this game we made up explicitly for you.
I thought it would be Ravens because it's all this weird running and anything.
Yeah, the Bears. They are a good team somehow. You know they're going to go 12-4, even though they should probably go 4-12. And they literally just throw the ball down the field. So I thought that could work with having sex with Quidditch rules.
And most Bears fans are sort of just like assigned to being a Bear fan and a fan of a scarf.
They get it. Just the nerd in me loves the Panthers, though. They're my favorite team.
You love them.
I love the Panthers. They're run by a crazy Wall Street guy. He's sold every stock he owns. All he wants is to have the best team in the NFL, and it's going to work.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. Panthers futures. I just need to bring that up. Next bet. Buying a basket from Craigslist.
Buying a basket from Craigslist. Buying a basket from Craigslist. Lions, Jags.
Ooh, I had to save that one for Jakey Head. That's about
true.
Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
A bad
I forgot
replacement. He's in there. You're buying a basket from Craigslist. You don't have a left tackle. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have a Leighton Vander Esch. So I went for the Craigslist one there.
I like Andy. Andy's a good quarterback.
I saw something that said that some lineman was like, okay, Andy Dalton, every time he comes in the huddle, he says, we're here to play football. And I'm like, that I don't find that like reassuring as much as I do. Does he have to remind himself?
Yeah, it sounds like he gets amnesia every game, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't eat the ball, Andy.
That's not a play, Andy.
Now, Andy Dalton's going to be coming to play. They signed him for the veteran minimum, but he gets $7 million if they win the Super Bowl. It's going to be like
what a bonus.
Yeah, it's going to be a heroic story. They're going to win the Super Bowl, Andy, and then Dak's going to be the other guy there. It's going to be
If he has a $7 million bonus for one suit, Jerry Jones hasn't even ordered more checks.
Oh, hell no.
That's the confidence he has at this point.
Hell no.
Okay, last one in this game, and this is probably my worst title. I will give it that. And I do want to know what this name came from. It's fun to eat something that solves your problems.
It's fun to eat something that solves your problems. Well, the joke is about mushrooms.
Oh, sick.
But I'm going to say that's the Washington football team versus the Giants.
Nailed it, baby. One of them is gonna face a really ugly team. The NFC East is gonna be amazing. I mean, I know you're not here, but to watch NFC East fans suffer through this season, no turkey's nest, no good Eagles team. It's been glorious.
It is the best thing.
I can't imagine. The loser of that game is tied for first in the division.
That's so gross.
Mathematically, imagine that there is a way that the Chiefs could win more games than that division if the Chiefs lose this week still. We could be looking at a 5-win champion in the NFC East.
Hey, what do you got to do? You know,
there could be 5 wins, and 2 of the teams still have no shot whatsoever.
0.
I know the Giants will be eliminated week 9 in a division that 5 gets you the win.
I hope they have when they do like one of those pictures of the playoff picture, and it's got like the Giants with 2 wins, and we're still in it.
I just wanted to
one of those teams could win some random home game though. That's what I love.
Yeah.
It's just like if we didn't have this seeding, we would have never got Marshawn's greatest run of his career. The Beast Quake would have never happened if the 7-9 weren't they 7-9 or 8-8?
Yeah, they were 7-9 when the Beast Quake happens. I think that's a gas station milkshake actually, where you just take it up to the machine and you mix it in there.
Looking back, the worst thing that's ever happened in New Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue. We had a bad Jameis Winston bit right before you came on that
I mean, yeah, that's just a numbers game. Yeah. I would have assumed that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. And, It'll be a fun week. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have the album come out. You did a good job with this.
I
And
feel good.
where can we find the album?
You can pre-order it on kyleayers.com or, find me on Twitter or Instagram. The links are all on there. People are pretty good at finding stuff. It'll be out Friday wherever you listen to stuff, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever. And you can get the vinyl and stuff from my website.
Well, that's beautiful. Thanks for coming on with us. We're going to support the album and check out kyleayers.com. He's got some of the best merch I've seen a comedian have. Write your own jokes then pen. He's got a Space Jam sticker of his dad. So lots of great stuff going on there.
All the stuff you're looking for to fill your collection of things. Oh, and here's my ballot. If the album does good, you guys can tell me what to put on here. Okay.
Kyle Ayers, selling happiness all over the nation. Check it out Friday. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
All right, that was my old pal Kyle Ayers playing the game. So here's what my bets are from that conversation. We're going Chiefs. We're going Steelers. We're going Patriots. And we are going Colts. I think we're going to... we can't do that. We got to go Bengals. If the helmet falls off the table while we're making the pick, what do we do there?
I mean, hey, you were talking about how bets come to you, how they were speaking to you. You got to go with the flow, my friend.
Yeah, you might be right there. We got a few minutes before Jake Head's going to be ready to go up, so I do want to go through a few of the other matchups before we get to it. I think there are some intriguing betting lines this weekend, and I think the most intriguing is probably a pick'em. It's in that It's in that vaunted. What do you think the best NFL time slot is here?
I like this 1 o'clock right now. I'm feeling this 1 o'clock.
The 1 o'clock's good. The Sunday night is always pristine.
Yeah.
Maybe a little sheens off the Monday night game, but nothing beats a great Sunday 4:25 kickoff. Here's how you know if your franchise is trash,
right?
You kick off at 4:05.
So the 4:25 is the key spot.
If you matter,
that is so right.
If you matter in this league, you're kicking off at 4:25,
right.
And there's a big time 4:25 kickoff this week.
Yeah,
I'm talking Bucks. I'm talking Packers. I'm talking about an NFC Central black and blue division bash.
You were thinking it?
And I don't know what to do in this game. It's a tough one to prognosticate. I hate buying into the Packers. I think they didn't do anything this entire offseason. I wanted to bet they're under. I wanted to bet them to miss the playoffs entirely.
Yeah.
But I think their lack of any changes helped them out. They've got amazing continuity, and with no preseason, with a limited training camp, they are explicitly designed to take advantage of it.
I think so, and all their receivers that no one knows the names are stepping up because they have the time and they are in the system. Just like those small little things kind of work out for these people, and then just having this no training camp get to those people that are not getting paid a lot, put in position to be like, okay, this is my time. I got extra time to study and get better. Let's do it. And I think the Packers offense has done that.
Yeah, the Jordan Love pick just motivated Aaron Rodgers.
That's weird as hell, though.
And it's unfair for a coach that handsome to be good. Can we just decide that?
Nah, I mean, Kevin's a handsome man too. You can't be that good, but it's good. It's good for the league. It's good for the league because when you have hot coaches, it's like, oh, okay, all right. But we can market these hot coaches,
Yeah, and now the Green Bay, the women fans, they can cheer for this handsome guy in an administrative role.
Right.
It's a Rust Belt fantasy over there.
Yeah, you got this accountant just helping you out for your taxes, and he might help you more than your taxes,
Man, we are going to get some notes on this episode for sure. But on the other side of the coin, you have the team with the least continuity. You have the team adding Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They are making Gronk defy the limits of the human body to gain back 50 pounds and play.
My guy needs to retire. He just needs to go. It's cool.
And you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers And you got to admire Bruce Arians. No one has done a better job in press conferences this season.
Yes.
So he was told the Buccaneers are leading the NFL in dropped passes. Do you know Bruce's retort?
What was that?
He said he doesn't know who makes up stats like that.
Oh, take that, stat nerds. Oh, that's terrible. I love that. He is one of the best. I feel bad for Brady because Godwin's been out for a bit, and that was supposed to be the weapon of the year for him.
Was it?
Yeah, that was going to be his Julian times 2, because like he plays in the slot, faster, stronger, better.
You're about to sing a Daft Punk song. But can you really have that criticism when Scotty Miller has been so good? And like, if you are a fantasy guy, if you're someone who bets player props, like the Scotty Miller receiving yards over is a yes.
Yeah.
Every week. Just the fact that he's being the type of player who gets a player prop is an amazing achievement for Scotty Miller. So in this game, I a lot of times I'm neutral. I do my analysis, and I place my bet this way. I'm going to be real with you here, Brian.
What you got?
I have a really tough time ever betting on the Packers.
Yes.
I hate this team. I hate their fan base. I hate their coach. I hate that they're
Check.
a good team and
Check.
they just have referees in their pocket, even though they've had a franchise quarterback for 30 consecutive years.
Oh,
that
my
being
goodness.
said, I'll be betting on the Buccaneers.
Tell me how much you hate them, Joel.
blindly. Like the line could be anything. I'll be betting on. I'm going to watch this game, and you know what? I ultimately bet to have fun. If you're betting to make a profit, that's ridiculous.
What?
You can't be counting on this money. Only bet what you're capable of losing. The
Okay.
biggest mistakes I've made as a gambler
Yes.
was when my eyes got bigger than my stomach. Here, $25, kick back and enjoy it.
I see that.
And that doesn't work too often for me.
Yeah.
But it worked last week when I supported your Browns. I played my heart
There
over
it
my
is.
head. Because that kind of matchup, you would support the Colts all day. The great defense.
Yeah.
Traveling.
Of course, you're like, oh yeah, this is a good. It's going to be one of those close ones, but they'll probably do what the Colts do. But
And if I were to do something stupid this weekend,
what's that?
I'm looking at this New England Patriots money line. The Broncos are coming to town. Melvin Gordon no longer driving the team bus there. And the Patriots, they're 9.5-point favorites. Love that.
Yeah.
The Broncos are just too injured. Like,
Yeah, they can't do anything.
they're missing their 3 most important players. The New England Patriots, they're coming off a pretty rough stretch, to put it lightly.
Right, and just like how the Titans put a shellacking on them, I think because Vrabel's like, you mofos, you got to win this game, and I think Patriots coach is just going to be like, hey, we're winning this, or I'm cutting everybody. I'm doing it.
Yeah, they're going to have Le'Veon Bell dangling over the running backs room all week. Come on, James White. Come on, Burkhead. Get a little motivation.
It's
Le'Veon's
up to you,
right there.
Burke. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if they signed Antonio and Le'Veon in just back-to-back years and neither of them lasted more than 3 weeks?
Oh, my goodness. That's the biggest thing, because I don't want to bring Le'Veon Bell into a locker room that's winning, because that feels like a derail, You just don't add that.
And I agree with that. So I think the Patriots is a play. And,
Yes.
and here's the 2 games I really want to talk through. So we saw a Texans team. We saw them raise up from the ashes.
Romeo Crennel.
Shut up. With a straight face. I should have seen that coming.
You set me up.
Brian's dedication to the most obscure, whimsical sports figures remains undefeated.
Glad you call him whimsical, because he is. He's a whole Disney character, and they should make a football movie with him, animated.
Well, you are the animated guy. If you made an animated Romeo Crennel film?
Oh my goodness.
What would the plot line be?
Okay, so it would be like when he's a kid or whatever, and he's learning how to play football, right? And he's not that big, not that tough, but then
He's not that big.
Come on. And he learns the game a different way. He wants to be a coach, right? And someone takes him under his wing. Let's say like a Dick LeBeau type of character, and then like there's gonna be like a gang that's trying to recruit him, and Romeo's like, I can't, I'm trying to be a football coach, and he gets into a little rough patch, but he coaches the gang out of being a gang. Boom.
He coaches the gang. That does sound pretty good.
Thank you.
And my biggest beef with Romeo, someone's got to tell him not to wear red. Like, if you can learn anything from the Matt Patricia coaching era of the Lions, don't wear colors on the sideline.
But he looks so good. He just looks like a dad that you get a hug from him and it's like, I'll be fine. That's what I love about Romeo.
And this is wild, but they're playing the Titans.
Yes.
They've been awful this year. Even their win against Jacksonville, I was all over that last week.
Yeah.
It was a little bit it was more stressful than the final score would indicate.
Yeah.
I was over here. We had the viewing party in the backyard of the bet bunker.
Yes.
We had the betting bunker backyard viewing brigade.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, and it was a sweat.
Yeah.
They got a couple late touchdowns, but now I see this shaky Texans team. They're only getting 3 points against the Titans.
Yeah.
And we talked in the context a few weeks ago about the Colts and the Bears game, how Vegas was talking to me. Dude,
Yeah.
I think Vegas is actually on the Texans with this game. There's no reason for them to only be 3-point dogs.
Right.
There is a lot of travel. The Titans won't have very much rest
They
whatsoever.
play Tuesday.
Yeah, they play Tuesday. And this is a Sunday at
1 o'clock. That's an awful thing to do.
Yeah, the 1 o'clock games this week are a bit of a graveyard outside. I'm gonna have Cleveland, Pittsburgh on a big TV. I'm gonna have Lions, Jags, which we're gonna get to. We might have an 8-unit play on that one cooking up. So yeah, I'm leaning towards taking the Texans there.
You think it's 3? You think it'll probably change a little, like the line would probably change a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I think reasonably you would expect money to go on the Titans.
Okay.
People won't do the math. People will look at the schedule, but I think there's a lot of value here, and I could be tempted to bet the Texans to win.
Cool.
And another one, I hate that I think this. I absolutely abhor that I hold this opinion right now, because I'll tell you one thing. What teams do you think can win the Super Bowl right now?
Chiefs, Seahawks, not the Ravens.
Ooh.
Green Bay. And that's, yeah. And the Steelers, but in like a weird way. Just like they win with a weird kick, and then they're in. Or Roethlisberger does something dumb. But I love Roethlisberger. He's great quarterback, but he might be doing something dumb. But you never know. But yeah, those are my teams.
So if I had to bet the Super Bowl today,
Yeah.
I would bet on the Los Angeles Rams at 18-1.
Whoa!
They have an amazing offense.
For real, Joel?
They have a great
Wow.
coach. And what does this game come down to? It comes down to game changers. They have the two biggest game changers at the two most important positions on their defense. And you know what? I kind of like them more than Green Bay. I kind of like them more than Seattle, and they're not viewed as such.
That's true. They put up points. Their defense is good, and they had a lot of pieces leave, and they're still playing pretty well. So, I mean, and you got Aaron Donald, so that kind of helps a lot. But that's a juicy bet right there.
And there's a cycle that goes on with these great offensive coaches. They have the year of success.
Yes.
The next year, the league catches up to them a little bit. That
Right.
was the Rams going 9-7.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know what? Great coaches, they come out on the other side.
That's true.
And I think Sean McVay is a great coach. I think they're a well-oiled machine, and I believe in everything I just told you, and I'm about to throw it out the fucking window. I like the 49ers Sunday night. I love them getting 3.5 at home. I backed them last Sunday against the Dolphins. That bet was over immediately.
Holy cow, Joel! You had me. I was about to go to Vegas and put a bet on the Rams. Just the way you talked, I was like,
I know.
oh my god.
But when you see a team get humiliated like the 49ers were last week,
Yes.
and become a punchline to the point where, like,
Is Jimmy G gonna go? You know.
and even last year's achievements kind of look a little bit worse.
Yeah.
The 49ers are a team that dominate the line of scrimmage. That just doing that allows them to control all aspects of the game.
Well, are you telling me that maybe they got a little bit too smart and traded DeForest Buckner and thinking that, we can make Kinlaw can just come in and just replace him?
Yeah, they were a little smart. They were a little cute, but they are in cap hell, so they had to do some things.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? I am thinking I like the 49ers too. I think I like their money line at plus 150.
Wow. Plus 150.
Because here, I know the Rams are a better team, but just given the timing of their schedules, the Rams they're playing easy.
Yeah.
Things have gone well. They're according to plan. The ship is steady. The Niners are playing for their fucking lives here.
Mm-hmm.
Their pride is questions. They've been embarrassed. They're wondering, are we really a Super Bowl team? And it's a divisional matchup, so I expect it to be close. The fact that it's the Niners getting 3.5, I really like that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to back it.
Cool.
This week, I'm all about the heart.
Ooh, I like that. It's very Midwestern of you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do a big play where I get greedy.
Yeah.
I would do that maybe with the Patriots. I'll let you know if I do.
Okay.
And we can hold hands through that bet.
I mean, COVID, Cam COVID is free. So you never know.
Cam COVID is free.
Yeah. Cam's ready. He's back.
Yeah, the Patriots are not losing that game.
No.
Maybe I just tie every bet to the Patriots money line. Do it as a multiplier, and that way if I go 500, it's like I make a profit.
I dig that because, I mean, the Patriots are going to win. So if something catastrophic happens, the Pates should have that for sure.
Yeah, so I think my limit this season, I'm not going to bet more than $800 any given time.
Okay, that's
so
a lot of money. What? It's like, what?
Well, I will say a lot of that's profit. Like I put down $300, and now it's like $875-ish.
Yeah.
So like when you're playing with winnings, you're allowed to get a little reckless.
Right.
But I think I'll do all my picks $25 and tie them all to the Patriots money line.
I like that.
So
You're towing your bets.
Yeah.
Towing your bets with a Ford truck. I like that.
There's not going to be any towing of the bets with anything Ford. The Ford family, they cannot produce a great product on the roads of America. They cannot produce a great product on the football fields of Ford Field. They're just an inept family, and yet we see the ownership move on to another failed child. Do we have our last guest queuing up?
He's queuing up here.
I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time for an ad read. BetMGM Sportsbook is live for legal betting in Colorado, Indiana, Nevada, New Jersey, and West Virginia. Are you betting on the NFL this season? How about the MLB playoffs or the Masters coming up in just a few weeks? Take some of that action to BetMGM. Why? Because for a limited time, BetMGM has a special signing bonus for the Props Network listeners. All you have to do is create a new account at BetMGM, use code WALKON20, and get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $500. That's right, just enter code WALKON20, and up to a $500 bonus bankroll is yours. Then you'll enjoy all the weekly betting promos that BetMGM has to offer. This week, you can get a $20 refund if you guess wrong on an NFL first touchdown scorer prop, or get a $20 free bet when you bet $50 or more live on any NFL game. And as always, you get an additional $10 free bet in the BetMGM Money Monday Club. So try BetMGM, official sportsbook of Jamie Foxx, the Detroit Lions, and the Walk-On with Brian Allen Mitchell. Use code WALKON20 now while the offers last, and it's under the heat lamp. Are you ready for it? Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. That's a Pantheon disclaimer. Whoa. So are you ready for the big game? The game of the season. Everyone's talking about it. You know what? If you followed me at all, if the Lions are playing the Jaguars, there's two people who are the most qualified of anyone in the world to discuss this matchup. I'm talking about my friend, the guy who started the Big Walkowski. He's got an album, Mild Cat, dropping this Friday, the 16th. Is it out today? It might be out today. Say hello
I think it's out today.
to Jake Marshall Head.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, Jake? Thanks for coming on the walk on. How are you, buddy?
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
Congrats on Calvin. It's a
Feeling good.
It's a beautiful child. Had a lot of.
Thank you.
I shouldn't have said your baby's name at the open. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if that's kosher.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So this is like a holiday between us. We have a bad Jaguars team playing a bad Lions game. I could not be more excited.
I'm over it, man. Why do we do this to ourselves? It's so bad.
And it was so clear how this season was going to go. I spent all the quarantine talking myself into a good offensive line. That doesn't matter. We've got the worst defense in the league. And I told myself there was no way I was going to miss this game. I was supposed to be in Jacksonville this weekend. Turns out the world had other plans for me.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. My dad is super retired, and he really needed the company. He was talking about that all year about going to the Jags game with you.
And I'm going to shoot him a message over Facebook. I'm going to apologize that I won't be there, and I'll tell, cheering on one of the boys in blue. Who knows? Maybe I'll be swayed. But I do think this is this might be a game I bet like crazy. What do you think the over-under for this Jaguars-Lions game is?
I bet it's close to 60.
60?
I bet it's high, like in the upwards 50s. I bet we're looking at college football territory with this slop.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad you're here, because I was dumbfounded to see that it's 54.5.
That's like, they do such a good job making the lines where like, I'm not interested. That's like right when I'd be like if the line was in the low 50s, I'd say that's a lock. And it's like that's like right where I'm like, okay, but I still think that's good. I still think it will probably be above that, but I could also see this Jags team after this loss last week completely phoning it in. They have a lot of players that previously played that are now like out. They're just going to be like, okay, we're pretty much shutting this guy down. Miles Jack is essentially done for the foreseeable future. Josh Allen's not playing. We have DJ Chark's not playing.
Yeah,
we have all of our difference makers aren't playing. And when DJ Chark was out last week or the week before, the offense looked stagnant.
Yeah, and
so I could see it.
Isn't Chenault who looked really good in like coming back from a huge injury?
Yeah, Chenault's dinged up. I think Chenault will play, but with the only reason the Jags are able to like spread the field is DJ Chark because he's so fast. So when you take him out of the equation, we just have like good route runners, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
you gotta have the separation guy.
Yeah.
So I really don't think the Jags. I don't know. I think the Jags will score 20 points, and I think the Lions will score like 30, high 30s.
Oh, Jake, I was a big fan of James Robinson. I was like, he's not the fastest, but he's actually
very slow.
Yeah, he's a meatball. He's a meatball, but like he still gets the job done somehow. It's really incredible.
Yeah, he's incredible.
That's got to be funny that he's got the starter and he's probably like, what? Like, I'm an undrafted running back. You want me to start?
Yeah, you can't imagine that. Yeah, he was like, the way they talk about that guy is so weird because it's like every team was like, yeah, we loved that guy. We just thought we didn't have to draft him, and they were like, all right. But like every team wanted him, but no team wanted to spend a draft pick on him, which is so sad.
Yeah,
I think that's running backs in general now. I mean, it's like if you're not like a pedigree elite talent, then they're why draft him? Just if you get him, you get him.
No, running backs are at the best. You get that late second round, third rounder, and then you're set. Really, like that's where you got to be.
I think we've seen that resurgence of like the early pick running back. That's over again.
Not
like
in
Ezekiel
Detroit,
Elliott,
baby.
Leonard Fournette.
We're gonna draft
the Leonard Fournette experiment. Bad.
Really bad. I think they held on him for too long, expecting him to right the ship. And I don't think he was
really
like the guy.
his fault.
Yeah.
I don't blame Leonard for almost anything that he did. He just like had the weight of, he had to do things in an offense that was just giving him no help. It's like Ezekiel Elliott has like world-class offensive line and a play action game. Like Leonard Fournette never had either of those things.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be as effective, if not more. It's just like, you can't ask that.
Right. With Case
Of a running
Keenum,
back.
with Case Keenum behind a center. It's like, oh yeah, he can do it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So
But we do have, I mean, the Jags do have Gardner Minshew, who's like the feel-good story of the last, 20 years for the Jags.
yeah, and he's a franchise quarterback, isn't he? Like watching him week to week, I've bet against Gardner Minshew a few times this year, and it's terrifying. I hate having money against him, and that's the highest sign of respect I can give.
He's good at playing quarterback. I'll say that. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. He's not. He's a guy that like if we had Gardner Minshew in 2017, we win the Super Bowl. Like he's a game manager extraordinaire.
Even if
he can really distribute, but he's not a difference maker to the point where you want to commit to him as the starter. Like you obviously want to bring him back, but if we have the opportunity to take an early quarterback this year, then yeah, obviously we do it. Like we're very much in the Trevor Lawrence Bowl.
You're tanking?
And we will be through the whole year.
You got some catching up to do. There might be a couple 0-16 teams this year.
Yeah. I think we play the Jets. I think the Jags play the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like that might become like Trevor Lawrence Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think Jag fans we bonded. We have a lot of like tough losses. You missed out on a Super Bowl because the Titans stole your playbook. You had a running back lose his penis. So a lot of tough breaks there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you might look back and like, oh, we beat Indianapolis because it was 95 degrees out. And that'll be the reason you don't have Trevor Lawrence.
I've never been more conflicted after a win. Like we came out week 1 and I was like, oh, I guess we won. Like I felt good, but at the same time I was like, this is not in their best interest.
It's like fool's gold a little bit.
What's that?
Fool's gold.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was also like up until this loss this week, the Jags were like a real threat to win the division because they had already beat Indianapolis. Like they match up with Indianapolis pretty well. The Titans looked like their season was over because of COVID and they kept breaking the regulations and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, what if the Titans are like DQ'd and Houston's a garbage fire and then the Jags could like sneak their way. But then, obviously they lost to Houston and now it looks like the Jags just don't have talent to compete in the NFL. So, I mean, you can't win in the NFL without talent. Like you have to have it at some level.
So I'm gonna cut bait on the over under bet. In my history of cheering for the Lions, this is the type of game they play extraordinarily well in. They're gonna give me a sense of false hope. They're gonna get back into this wild card race because there's a million wild card spots this year. They're gonna rally, save Matt Patricia's job, and I think it starts this week in Jacksonville.
There you go.
So do you endorse?
That's the classic. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell the Jags win this game. I would take. I mean, what's the money line? Like, what are we looking at here? What's the spread?
The money line is -186.
I would pound that. So that's not that. It's not two. It's not 200. I mean, I think that's free money.
You think it's free money? So I put $300 in an account before football season. I've gotten off to a free spot. So let's say conceivably, if you were going to grad school, you needed to burn off a little steam on Sunday afternoon, and your account had, say, $875.36 in it. How much would you put on that Lions money line?
A solid 40%.
Ooh.
Like not your whole stack, but like enough where you're like, okay, I got stuff to play with still. But because what's the spread?
3.5.
I mean, I'll be on. I don't think like after watching the way the Jaguars play offense without DJ Chark, and then thinking about like if it comes out later in the week that Laviska Shenault is out, I pound that. I would go, no, there's no chance. The Jaguars offense doesn't exist. You would just have to stop James Robinson, which if you were able to do that, you win the game.
Well, what about D.D. Westbrook?
Not,
you get D.D. Westbrook on there, and he just scores 4 touchdowns for you.
D.D. Westbrook, I don't know what happened to him this year.
He was supposed to be he was supposed to be like one of the top for them.
He won the Biletnikoff Award in college, and he was really talented. But in this offense, I don't know if it's Jay Gruden's system.
Yeah,
I think he kind of got bumped out because of Shenault. Shenault's been playing a lot of slot.
Yeah,
and he just does so many different things. But yeah, I mean, you could see D.D. Westbrook emerging as maybe filling that Chark role, and Chris Conley's still around, and he's solid. The Jaguars receiving core is their strength. And if Gardner can sling the ball around, I mean, then they got a chance. I just haven't seen any evidence that would make me think that.
Yeah, and even if you guys are up big in this game, you might see a bit of a turtling. You're going to start thinking about Justin Fields, start thinking about Trevor, and then let that Honolulu Blue Wave go down the field.
Yeah, and the defense is, I mean, I don't watch a lot of college football, but when I do, I'm like amazed at how like bad defenses are. And this is the Jaguars defense. The Jaguars defense is all just like college standouts. It's not like NFL talent. It's not like you were like, oh, okay, let's put together an NFL level defense. It's just like guys that were good at small schools at this point. All of our stars are injured. Like Miles Jack is out. It's basically like Joe Schobert making tackles all over the field.
The Joe Show.
He's solid.
Yeah.
He's a good football player. He's like a point guard that plays middle linebacker.
Exactly.
But he's not going to force anything. He's not going to create anything with the defense, especially with the we don't have a pass rush. We don't have our secondary is like one of the worst I've ever seen. And then like our linebackers are injured except for Schobert.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't have a defense.
Right. Show is he's a guy who's like, I'm going to give you 20 tackles. I might intercept it, but I don't know. But I'll give you 20 tackles. But he's a good solid just starter.
He's the same thing. It's like if you plug Schobert into the 2017 Jaguars, like that defense is unbelievable. If Miles Jack's able to not play middle linebacker and play outside linebacker, that defense would have been like the best. There's zero holes on that defense if you replace Puslesny with Joe Schobert, because he's essentially, that's who he is. He's Paul Puslesny, but younger. Yeah. And it's frustrating to think about that. Like the Jaguars were so good such a short time ago, and now they're like they're back at stage one, and it's so frustrating. I don't know. It makes me like rethink like, is this even entertaining anymore? It's not.
Hey, I know you, buddy.
Talking about whether or not we're going to let our kid play football. And, we've decided that we're not going to let him play football, maybe flag football, but like not let him play football. But now I'm rethinking it, and I'm thinking like, maybe we don't even let him watch football. He just needs a better life, man. I don't want to put that on somebody. Like, now you're a Jags fan. You watch these guys.
Oh, Jake, you were sweet to the ears. I'm telling you, because with the Browns, with their losing season every time, it really takes a toll on you. And then with the Browns in 4-1, I'm waking up like with a chipper, like just I'm all chippy. I want to sing Disney tunes and stuff.
I know. Great. I remember when they were good. It's like I remember how excited I was in 2017, and it really did feel good knowing that like you paid all your dues.
Right.
Like you could really enjoy it to the fullest, which I bet is how you feel right now. You've paid all your dues, and now you get to enjoy your Sundays, and it feels like doubly nice.
I mean, I just
know
remember,
it's just like,
I remember like 2 years ago when Kevin Hogan was our quarterback, and we got trounced by the Texans, and I went to go build a shelf because I couldn't watch anymore.
Yeah, but how many football teams inspire people to learn carpentry? I think that's pretty cool.
That's true.
The Lions, you guys are talking about your good.
Makes you a better person.
You have your experiences rooting for good teams. Never had it. Still waiting for it. And now I'm such a degenerate. My only solace is, there's going to be a gambling advantage in the swamp this Sunday between two bad teams, and I think my Lions are probably the best team to wager on this Sunday. Out of any NFL game, like the Lions off a
This
bye.
is the lock.
Yeah. They're going to go in there. They're going to trounce. And winning money on this game is the only way I can feel anything positive about my team until they fire our trash bag head coach.
Yeah. You can't do that, man. I think that we're seeing more and more the Belichick assistants getting outed is like kind of system, he's a system quarterback. They're like system head coaches.
Totally.
It's
all you need to
just
know
because
about
you learn.
Patricia, he wears a pencil behind his ear. He carries a laminated sheet. You shouldn't be that
What are
concerned
you
about
doing?
branding.
Yeah, you can't write on that. What if someone slips one day, slips a dry erase marker into Patricia's ear, and then he's incredible?
That's what's been holding him back this whole time.
It's like, oh, I can write plays.
Yeah, he can start writing shit, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
I could have adjusted the game plan this whole time because that's what happens. The Lions always blow leads. They play man the entire time. Gardner Minshew's going to have two fourth quarter touchdowns this game.
Yeah.
Is the weather going to be hot down there?
I don't know. I haven't checked. I mean, I guess the hurricanes passed, so it's probably going to be in the 80s. It's probably not going to be hot, but it's going to be not cold.
So
Okay.
that's a good
It'll be
weather
thrown
bet.
around.
Okay, it's 80 degrees. We've got some rain. So that tells me it's Adrian Peterson weather.
Ooh.
We're going to give him 20
Yeah,
carries.
the Jags, that's one thing though. The Jags are actually in the way, when you're building mediocrity, I think you get to choose one thing that you're kind of sufficient about. It's like when you look at like a 5-tool player, even the lousy ones are like 1-tool players. And when the Jags were assembling this trash defense, they did pick a lot of guys who are pretty solid run stoppers. So you haven't really been able to just run the ball against the Jaguars defense. It's just as soon as you pass it, they're the worst in the league. Like they're the worst secondary in the league. So if you run on 1st and 2nd down with Adrian Peterson, you're not going to get in 3rd and 1. You're going to get in like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5s. And then you're just going to have to easily complete that yard. So I wouldn't bank on Adrian Peterson
trust me,
100 or at making a huge difference in the game.
He won't make a huge difference in this game. He won't get 50 yards rushing. He will probably get 11 first down carries. I guarantee you that. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you,
I don't know. That's the one strength. That's the only bright spot I've seen is that the Jags have brought in a bunch of really good defensive tacklers. They're not. The secondary is terrible, but those like front 7 guys are just really good at getting and stopping the run and plugging holes. And they're terrible. I don't know if we have 3 sacks this year. I think we have probably 3 or 4 sacks this year, but I can't think of a time when a running back embarrassed the defense. Like Joe Mixon had I think Joe Mixon had 3 touchdowns, but that was scheme touchdowns. It wasn't just I formation pounding it touchdowns. It was they got him. They thought it was a pass and it was a run type stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Do you have a 3rd down running back? Because I could see that person going
We've got
off.
DeAndre Swift. We've got Kerryon Johnson. They both won SEC Player of the Year, and they've been just shuttered to the side in favor of a 35-year-old running back. It's absolutely infuriating.
That's the testament to how good Adrian Peterson is. He's a really, Hall of Famer, obviously, but world-class talent is still.
Yep, we've got peak football guys in the building, and we're going to run through AP on first down all day Sunday.
Just tire them out.
Yeah.
It sounds like, Jake, is that if they have a good front 7, it's like, okay, we're just going to throw the kitchen sink at this defensive line, tire them out, and then they probably, because they don't have depth really. So it's going to be, you wear them out, then just Matt Stafford bombs.
Yeah, it should be a good day for the Lions. Thank you for talking us through where I should put my money on. Honestly, we're going to have a better time talking about this game than we could possibly have watching it. So
that's true.
Why don't you tell us about the album? Where can we find it?
Wherever you get your albums. You can get it on Spotify, Pandora, or Apple Music. It's on some weird ones. It's on some ones where I was like, what the hell? And I was like, whatever. And it's on there. It's on TikTok.
Whoa.
If you want to do a TikTok
Oh,
video
TikTok.
of Megan roasting me, you can do that.
Ooh, Jake, I got it from Amazon. So, yeah, it was good.
Amazon, yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Amazon. It's on everything.
So it's everywhere.
It's great.
Check him out there. Jake is the best. He's a very strong comic. Is the Wigs bit on this album?
Yeah. It's the pre-closer.
All right. The Wigs bit alone. Check it out. I appreciate you wearing the Jags crossing the Delaware shirt I made you. Props
yeah.
for that.
That's the only good player on the Jags, right there.
George Washington.
Jackson DeVille. Yeah, George Washington.
Well, all right, Jake. Talk to you soon. My love to your family. Be well, my friend.
See you, Jake.
Take care.
All right. We have previewed comprehensively. That's the word for it. No one gives you a better take on the worst game on the slate. Now we know that's the best game for us to make a profit because the real value, it's not with the Packers playing the Bucks.
No.
The real value is a kind of shitty team playing a really shitty team off a bye week. How's the Lions money line? How's the Patriots money line? And then you'll just have fun with the rest of your bets.
I think that's the way to go. The Lions game. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Literally.
Yeah, so we're going to go Chiefs. We're going to go
Okay.
Ravens.
Great.
And we're going to go Niners.
Such a weirdo. But okay.
And then we're going to go Lions and just for fate.
Okay.
Because it fell.
Oh.
We're not going to bet the Colts.
Okay.
I'm putting $10 on the Bengals money line.
Whoa. What?
You guys encourage me. You're pushing me in this direction. You're like, oh, the line speaks to you. And I'm letting the line speak to me. You guys are just acting like I farted.
No, it's fine, I guess. But Joe, but hey, if he can throw 60 attempts, hey, you got yourself a win right there. So, because the Colts are going to eat him up.
All right, we'll think about it some more. Well, this has been The Walk on the Props Network. We're here all the time. We do lots of great content. Friday, I will be back with Steve Clark doing the NFL Props Drop. That's a fun one. We got to start actually placing those wagers, actually. I think my record on those is pretty freaking good. We're both like 75%. And then, barring a sauna incident, my professional gambler picks will be out on the Props Network this Friday. Shooting them tomorrow. I'll be hip and cool and urban, eating pizza, making picks.
Did you say urban?
Yeah. The opening of Louis. It's urban.
Oh, yeah.
I'm aping the Louis open.
Gotcha.
He's been canceled. That's my open now.
Okay.
I shoot my picks videos like Louis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that.
I'm America's preeminent bald comedian. All right. For the Walk On and the Props Network, I'm Joel Wachowski, walking off.